All right, welcome to the course orientation meeting. In this meeting, we're going to be going over the course as a whole so you can see where assignments are, how to submit assignments, and so forth. But just a few things first. My name is Dr. Davis, and I'll be your instructor for public speaking. A little bit about me. I've been teaching for USA for many, many, many years now, and I actually obtained my bachelor and master's degrees from the University of South Alabama in the areas of communication studies. So I also have a PhD from Auburn University in the area of educational leadership and technology with a focus in adult education. So online online learning is not new to me by any means, and it's something that I've been doing now for quite some time. And I've actually taught probably close to about, I don't know, 800 classes online so far. So this is, if you are new to online learning, rest assured your instructor's not, and we'll work through it together. And of course, if you need assistance throughout the term, you can always ask questions. But I wanted to give you this course tour just to get you familiar with what the course looks like, where you're going to find information, a lot of intricate details about your your course as a whole, policies that we have, and things like that. So let's go ahead and jump in because we have a lot of material to cover. So when you log into the course, this is what you're going to see. It's just the main home page. It contains a little bit of information as far as a short welcome to the course and the course overviews. There's some shortcut buttons here. You're more than welcome to click those, but honestly, the tabs on the left is what you're really going to be focusing on. So I'm going to we're going to check out your syllabus first. So we just logged into the course. We're going to click on syllabus. We're also going to, let me go back to that screen real quick. I'm going to put it in student view because your view is going to look a little different. So there you go. That's probably what you're seeing on your end. I'm not sure what's going on with the picture right here, but I'll get that cleared up soon. Don't know why it's disappearing on me, but we'll figure it out. So this is what you should be seeing on your end, minus, of course, the picture that's supposed to be there. So let's go ahead and move through the material. So home, that's what the home area is going to look like. Let's click on syllabus. So your syllabus is where you're going to find your course syllabus for this course. And it's very important that you keep a copy of this somewhere because it's going to dictate your success in the course overall, of course, in combination with your efforts, but you understand. So we have our course title up here. This is CA 110, Public Speaking. Obviously, the term is going to depend on what term you are taking. So I am just using a course right now to show you how to operate it. So obviously that will change. You have your course description here, and this just gives you a short rundown of what the course is about and what we are looking to learn in terms of concepts of the course. We also have your course objectives here, and that's going to be the things that we want you to know by the end of this course. I also have your grading scale here. And so we'll go over that in a minute though, because what I really want to show you is down here is your entire course syllabus. So this is what you want to print off. Yes, it's long, I understand, but there's a lot that goes into taking public speaking online. And so we want to make sure that you fully understand what's expected of you, what you'll be doing, how you're graded, course policies, and so forth. So you can click right here on this blue link, and it will open up the printable version for you. And so you can just, you do need to print that and keep that on hand. And, but there's also a mini preview for you down here. So, but I would suggest printing the course syllabus. So obviously we've got up here, we've got my name, Dr. Davis, we've got my email address. I also have a University of South Alabama email address, and that's Stephanie Davis at southalabama.edu. But you're more than welcome to use my Yahoo email address. Either way is fine with me, so I just put that one on there. So in this, we have the course goals and objectives. I'm going to let you read this on your own because I don't want to bore you with all this because we have so much to cover in this meeting. You've got your course materials. You will need this textbook, the book's actually authored by some of the faculty in our department, and so it's a really great book. It's a great textbook, and I think that you're going to get a lot of understanding of public speaking through reviewing your readings throughout the term. We've got the course description here, so if you're wondering what this course is about, you can take a look at that at a later time. Communication and feedback. I check my email daily with the exception of weekends. I try to respond to all of your questions within 24 to 48 hours. I do ask that you be patient waiting on a response, though. I teach about 200 students at a time, and I receive many, many, many emails on a daily basis. So I do my best to respond to them quickly, but if you just give me that 24 to 48 hours to respond to you. And if you don't have a response from me within 48 hours, please resend your email because that means I just didn't get it. Unless it's the weekend, of course, because I told you on the weekends I try to take some time with my family. So you will receive feedback on all of your assignments, so not to worry about that. Your class attendance policy. Well, you are expected to check into the course, I would say 3 times a week, just to check out to see if there's any information I've posted or any updates on anything. Your attendance is going to be shown through your work and your efforts in the course. So I want to stress this to you right now. Late work is not accepted in this course for any reason. So please make sure you're taking the time to stay on top of your assignments. By late work, I also mean submitting improperly. So make sure that your submissions are properly submitted each time, because failure to actually submit following the instructions can result in a 0 as well. So all of our content in this class is delivered strictly online. You are expected to have access to video recording equipment to record your speeches. You actually we'll have an area in just a second I'm going to talk about that describes how to record your speeches. And so if you don't follow the recording process that we outline here, recording your speeches, exactly, you risk the opportunity of being successful in the assignment, and also you will receive a 0 for the assignment. So not meeting the recording requirements, including the audience members and so forth, is not a simple point deduction. It is a 0. So it's important that you understand that. All right. So how do you submit your speeches in this course? How do you record speeches? Well, I'm going to read this to you a little bit. Sorry for the reading, but I want to make sure that you fully understand what's being asked of you. So in this course, please be aware that the recording procedure is mandatory for all course students. Audio-only recordings will not be accepted for credit. On that note, if you submit a video that doesn't show you in the frame the entire time, or your head's cut off, or I can only see kind of the back of your head, you're going to receive a 0 for that assignment. So I need to make sure that you're keeping your camera where I can see you, and by that I mean your entire body in the frame the entire time you're doing your delivery. So on your speech recording, you must be seen and heard clearly, or your recording will not be accepted for credit. So you will need an audience consisting of 5 audience members over the age of 18. That's required for all speech recordings. You can locate audience members in a few different ways, but that is your responsibility to line that up. So a lot of students often utilize friends or colleagues or fellow classmates to meet this requirement. I've had previous students who have contacted local social groups or even senior centers to obtain audience members that way. These are just a few options for you, so feel free to get creative in finding your 5 audience members. So most people will be more than willing to assist you with this, because if you just explain it's a college course. So, I've given you several suggestions there. Try to start thinking of your audience now before our first speaking assignment comes due. Please remember that failure to follow this outline recording process will result in a 0 for the assignment and not just a point deduction. So how do you record your speech? Good question. The first thing you're going to do is turn on your recording equipment. Now, recording equipment doesn't have to be anything like a video camera or something like that. I mean an actual video camera. So recording equipment can be a webcam, it can be a cell phone video, or even some kind of video recording camera. So you're going to first turn on your recording equipment. You're going to scan. You're going to take your recording equipment and you're going to scan your 5-member audience. Everybody's 18 years of age or older. Clearly show that 5 people are present to view your speech. You're going to turn the camera back on yourself, or an audience member can assist you with that. That's fine. Then you're going to deliver the speech. So make sure that your whole body's in the full frame and I can clearly hear and see you the entire time. So without cutting when you're done delivering your speech, without stopping the video, you're going to again scan your 5-member audience one more time and show that they were still present. Okay, after that, and only after that, can you stop the recording. Now, I'm going to go back over that one more time because it's vital that you understand this. So you're going to turn on your recording equipment. You're going to scan your 5-member audience, turn the camera back to yourself, deliver your speech. Without stopping the recording, you're going to scan your audience one more time and show that all 5 audience members are still there, and then you stop the recording. You are not allowed to edit your recordings in any way. You are not allowed to submit multiple videos. So if you forgot to record your audience and you just did your delivery and you want to do a short recording of the audience members waving and then submit that on a separate video, that's not acceptable. You have to turn on your recording equipment, scan your 5-member audience, turn the camera back to yourself, deliver the speech, scan the audience one more time, and then cut the camera off. All right. So once you've done that, you will take your video and you're going to upload it to youtube.com. So I'm actually going to show you how to do that a little later in the video. And so I think that'll really help you. And once you upload your video to youtube.com, you're going to copy the link for your speech recording. You're going to paste it at the top of your outline, which you'll be submitting for your speech as well. And you'll submit that in the course in the proper area. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that in a lot more detail in just a moment. All right, so when you are setting the privacy setting on your youtube.com speech recording, you need this privacy setting either set to public or unlisted, never private. If you set it to private, that means you can watch the video, but I can't. So when you do that, you risk, again, receiving a 0 for the assignment because I have no assignment to grade. I have nothing to access. Now, with that being said, if you don't feel comfortable setting the video to public, you can set it to unlisted. And unlisted means that unless you provide the direct web link to someone to view your speech, it's not able to be viewed otherwise. It's not searchable on YouTube, nothing like that. It's kind of just a hidden video that if you provide the video link to someone, they can watch it. And of course, you'll be providing that video link to me. So again, multiple videos, edited videos, videos which do not follow the recording process will not be accepted for credit. Partial credit is not awarded, so be sure that you're following this process exactly. Not meeting the audience requirements will result in a 0 for the speech. If you have questions on the recording process or even how to submit, send me an email and ask me. I'm happy to help. All right, so we're going to move on down to the number and types of exams in this class, also quizzes. So there will be 12 quizzes in this course and various lessons or modules, whatever you want to call them. And these quizzes will be multiple choice. So they're worth 100 points, and as a whole, they're worth 10% of your grade. We will drop the 2 lowest quiz grades, only quiz grades. And so if you do miss a quiz, only a quiz, just remember that you do get your 2 lowest quiz grades dropped. And we do this because we don't allow late work submitted in the course. This is kind of a bonus for you. Okay, there is one exam. It's your final exam. It will obviously be taken at the last portion of the course. You have a very limited time frame. I think it's 1 day to take the final exam. It will be online, so make sure that you are noting the dates and times somewhere so you do not miss the final exam. And it is taken in your online classroom, so you don't have to come to campus or anything for that. Now, the final exam consists of 50 multiple choice questions. Okay, so makeup policy, late work is not accepted in this course. I understand that things happen sometimes as far as technology, not able to log in, whatever it might be. Don't wait to the last minute to complete your work. So you need to allow yourself time to meet deadlines. You need to make sure that you are replying and checking for replies on emails that you've sent and received. I'll show you where to do that in the course as well. Late work does not receive credit unless for some reason you've contacted me before the due date and there has been some very extenuating circumstance. And generally, I do not approve late work, period. So it's your responsibility to work on your assignments and get them submitted on time. Again, late work is not accepted. You will receive a 0 for your assignment. So if you miss the final exam, you will also receive a 0. Okay, so we give you 2 drop quiz grades, but we don't allow late work. All right. Okay, so the course orientation is what it says on here, but it's your course orientation. Course orientation is what we're doing right now. All you need to do to complete this assignment, and this is all we're doing for week 1 in the course, is just viewing this meeting and taking the course orientation quiz. All right, so it is your week 1 assignments. That's it. Week 2 is where we really start jumping into the material. So during this meeting, all I ask is that you of course, listen to the meeting as a whole, jot down any questions you have. If you're unclear on something, contact me via email and I'll be happy to better explain it to you. Now, once you're done watching this meeting, you will need to take the course orientation quiz, and that will be found under the, I'm going to scroll up here, under the quizzes link to the left, okay? We'll click on all that in just a moment. All right, now as far as your speeches and things go, the first thing we're going to have due in the class, and I'll show you when and where, is the icebreaker activity. I'm going to let you read through that on your own, but it is a pass or fail assignment, meaning if you properly complete it, then you will receive 100 for the assignment. If you fail to complete it or just don't really put in the effort with it, you'll receive a 0. So we do this icebreaker activity because it allows you to get your feet wet with public speaking a little bit. So this is where you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to tell us 3 things about yourself, and you're going to work on this template I give you for an outline to help you see how speeches flow. So the first thing is the subject's about you. So, it should be easy for you to speak on. Second thing is you will start using the outline. I do provide a template for the icebreaker activity, and so you can simply fill out the template to complete the outline for this assignment. I don't do that in upcoming speeches. Instead, I give you a sample outline for upcoming speeches, and that way you can work on your own outlines. And third, the speech is short. It's only 2 to 4 minutes, so it just, like I said, it's just getting your feet wet with public speaking. And you're just going to be introducing yourself and telling us 3 things about yourself that you find unique or interesting or something like that. All right, outline assignments. Outlines are required in this course for all speeches. Your outline needs to follow proper APA guidelines, and I do provide sample outlines for each speech that we complete in the course, so I do suggest that you check out the sample outline and follow that formatting because that's what I'm looking for. So we use outlines to help us organize our speeches, and when you submit your speech link, your youtube.com speech link, you'll put that at the top of your outline, and you'll submit the outline with the speech link at the top for the assignment. You will have discussion forums in this course to complete. So there are a total of, I think, 8 discussions, and they're in various lessons. Sometimes you'll have, and I'll show you this in a minute, but sometimes you'll have 2 lessons to complete for a week. Sometimes you'll only have 1. Usually you do have 2, though. So as far as the discussion forums go, your initial post will always be due by Wednesdays at 11:59 p.m. Central Time, and your reply post to a fellow student will be due by Monday at 11:59 p.m. Central Time. So we do ask that you get that initial post made by Wednesday after the academic week opens, because that gives us time to discuss before reply posts are due. Academic weeks in this course run Tuesday to Monday. So if your course opens on Tuesday, your initial post to the discussion's due by Wednesday, and you have until the following Monday to make your reply to your fellow classmate. So you are required to reply in a thought-provoking manner to at least one other classmate, and this is a portion of your grade. So just saying great job is not an adequate reply. You need to discuss whatever it is they're discussing in their post, ask questions. That's how you make a reply. And again, late work is not not accepted. So if you miss a discussion forum, if you miss a quiz assignment, whatever, you just receive a 0. So a few points about your speech assignments. You can read most of this on your own, but you will be required to have research in 2 speeches in the course, and that is your informative and your persuasive speech. So in your informative speech, I can't remember, I'll have to look at it in a minute, but if your speech is a 4 to 6 minute speech, you're required to have at least 4 properly APA style references. The persuasive speech, I think, is 5 to 7 minutes, so you're required to have at least 5 references for that speech. APA style as far as formatting goes, and you'll submit that with your outlines, including your rough draft outlines that you'll submit at certain points of the course. So, speaking within time limits is also very important and is something that we have to learn how to do in the real world setting. So in this class, you are given time limits for each speech assignment. You will receive a point deduction, 1 point for every 15 seconds outside of the time limit you speak. So if you're supposed to do a 4-minute speech and you did a speech that's 3 minutes and 45 seconds, you're going to receive a 1 point deduction for that. All right, because it did meet the time limit, and so forth. So if you were supposed to speak for 4 minutes and you spoke for 3 minutes and 30 seconds, you'll receive a 2-point deduction. So just so you understand how that goes. All right, so the different speeches we're going to do in the class, like I said, the icebreaker activity is technically a speech, but it's more getting your feet wet with it. So the three speeches we're really going to be working on this course are special occasion speeches, informative speeches, and persuasive speeches. I'll let you read over those in your own time. They all have time limits listed for each of these speeches. They discuss what is needed for the speeches, and then we always include in the syllabus this area under each speech title telling you exactly what you need for the speeches. So for the special occasion speech, you should have 2 4x6 note cards, a typed full sentence outline. That's where you're going to do your typed full sentence outline, and you're going to put your speech recording link at the top, and that's what you'll submit in the course. Appropriate attire, guys, you don't have to dress up. Just don't wear pajamas or anything that's shows too much. So keep in mind that you are speaking to your professor on the other end and your audience members, so just make sure that you are dressed appropriately. Casual is fine. Now, you are required to have note cards when you deliver your speech. You can only have the amount shown here for your speech. So you can't have 8 note cards for the special occasion speech. You only have 2, all right? Don't hold your computer when you speak or a tablet or a phone. You need to use your note cards. All right, and the same can be said for your informative speech and your persuasive speech. I'll let you read over that in your own time. It gives you your time limits here and what's needed. Here is how your final grade is determined in this course. So I'll let you look over that in your own time as well, but it does give percentages as to how you are graded. Okay, and then your grading scale is like normal. I'll let you read over that. This is all course policies, and I'll let you check that out in your own time as well. All right, and at the very bottom of your syllabus, you have your course calendar. So your course calendar tells you every week the dates and what we're doing. Okay, so this is week 1, and obviously these dates will change depending on what course you're taking and in what term, but I did want to just kind of give you a course to look at here. So week 1, it'll give you the dates that the week runs. It'll tell you what we're doing. So in week 1, we're doing our course orientation meeting, and you should be taking the quiz after this meeting. And it even tells you after viewing the course orientation video, that you need to take the course quiz. Okay, and you can see in week 2, it's got the dates and it tells you what 2 lessons we're working on. I'll show you where to find those in a minute. It's just in the modules areas of the course. Week 3, it tells you. Now, if there's a change to a due date for some reason, for instance, there's a holiday or something, I try to put that in bold for you so that you do pay attention that things are due earlier than normal due to a holiday or so forth. So again, you've got your lessons we're working on in week 3. Also, we're going to start working on the icebreaker activity in week 3, and it just says begin working on the icebreaker activity, but it's not due until week 4, and you'll find that on your syllabus as well. So we've got week 4, we've got the lessons we're working on, the icebreaker activity will be due, and it tells you the icebreaker activity is due by the final date of this lesson. Please submit by choosing the icebreaker activity in the assignments area. You'll also find that link in the week 4 module area too. And then you'll notice too that your special occasion speech rough draft is due by the end of that lesson as well. So make sure that you're always reading all the information on your course syllabus. Week 5, we've got the lessons we're working on. Week 6 is actually a work week for us. I'll explain that in a minute. Week 7, you have you're going to submit your special occasion speech as well as your special occasion audience member assignment. And I'll show you both of those in a moment as well. Okay. Week 8, you have 2 lessons you're working on. You're submitting your informative speech rough draft, your rough draft outline. Week 9, we're just working on lesson 11. Week 10, you have your informative speeches. It's a work week as well. Week 11, you have your informative speech is due, and also your audience member assignment will be due that week as well. And I'll let you look at that to the end. So I don't want to be repetitive. And then at the end, I always list when your final exam opens and closes. So you are generally given about 1 day, 24 hours to take the exam. It's important that you remember to take the exam during that time frame, because if you don't, you will receive a 0. All right, so that's it as far as the course syllabus goes. Now I want to show you the announcements area, so I'm going to click on that. Each time you log into the course, you need to check the announcements area. Now, if you haven't read an announcement, you're going to see these little dots beside it, and that shows you that you haven't read that announcement, so you need to click on it and read it. All right, so we're going to click on the announcement, and I'll let you read this in your own time, but it's an announcement. It tells you about the course and so forth. So we'll go back to the announcements. And you'll see that dot has now disappeared, and that's because you've reviewed that announcement. So every time you log in, you need to make sure that you're clicking the announcements, because I usually post at least 1, sometimes 2 a week, and it gives you information about course assignments, your course materials, what's due, any changes that might have happened in the course. So it's your responsibility to check those announcements a couple of times a week. Now we're going to click on modules. And this is where your lessons are going to be housed. So we've got a start here area up here for you. We've got to meet your instructor. And that's where I just give a short little biography of myself. There's a short little welcome video I have there if you want to check that out. And I'm going to go click on modules again just so you can see. We've got other important information. I'm going to let you click on that in your own time. Course communications, technology requirements, Canvas help. Canvas is the system we're working on with our USA Online now. And then if you scroll down, you'll see that your assignments are broken down by week. So we have week 1, and it shows everything that you need to be doing in week 1. And I even list the dates over here that the week is open, so you can keep on track with things. All right, so for this week, we're just going over the course orientation meeting, which is what we're doing now. And then after you watch the meeting, you'll want to click on the course orientation quiz. You can also access this by clicking quizzes. You'll click take the quiz. All right, now quizzes in this course, this is important. So if you stop listening, listen now. Quizzes in this course obviously I can't accept late quiz assignments, but the quizzes are timed, and you have to take them in one sitting, so you don't get to enter them, save them, come back to it. If You need to also take the quiz on a secure, reliable internet connection. I do not reset quiz assignments. So if you have an internet glitch, if your computer decides to shut itself off, I don't reset quiz assignments. So make sure that you are using a reliable device, reliable internet connection, and so forth. All right, so we're going to click on modules again. So that's all for week 1. You just had to watch the meeting and complete the quiz. And it is a graded quiz. All right, so then we would move on to week 2. And then week 2 tells us the dates that it's open, the title of it, and all the information you should be completing. Now, you might have noticed that this one also says week 2. That's because for this week, just like I told you earlier, sometimes you have, a lot of times actually, you have 2 lessons to complete for each week. Okay, so make sure that you're checking that you complete all the lessons. And if you get to the next number, week 3, you know you've completed all of week 2. All right. So we're going to start here. We're going to look at week 2. We're going to click on, and everything flows the same if you haven't noticed. So we've got the title of the lesson, objectives and learning activities. Same thing here. Title of the lesson, reflection. Title of the lesson, lecture. And then you're going to have your graded assignments, and at the end of every lesson, you'll have a wrap-up of that lesson. Okay, so we're going to start by clicking on the objectives and learning activities. I don't know why my pictures aren't showing up, so I'm going to leave student view, and that way you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so you've got your introduction, you've got your learning activities. It's just going to discuss the objectives for the week, and your learning activities is going to tell you everything you need to do for this particular lesson. Remember, you usually have 2 lessons to complete, though. So you'll need to read chapters 1 and 2 in your textbook. You'll need to read the lessons reflection, the lessons lecture, participate in the discussion, and take the quiz. All right. So once you read that, you'll click next. This is how you progress through the lesson. You'll read over the reflections. Click next. You'll read over the lecture. Click next. You have your discussion. Okay. So you'll need to read this information, and that's how you're going to make your initial post. So you'll read that, and it says, post your introduction, your name, a brief background, your profession, what you hope to gain from the course. You'll also think of an instance or several instances when you were extremely nervous or anxious about having to do a public presentation. This presentation could be a formal speech, an oral report, introducing someone to a group, or even speaking in a group. Then you'll address these questions as well. What steps did you take to decrease apprehension? What worked? What did not? So for your initial post, you'll tell me your name, your background, your profession, what you hope to gain from the course, and also answer these 2 questions. So how do you make an initial post? Good question. You see where it says reply? You'll click that. You'll type out your initial post, whatever it is. You'll click post reply. Okay, obviously I don't want to do that right now. Actually, I will do that right now. It just says test, obviously, because I want to show you how to reply to another student. So let's say this post is not yours. It's another one of your classmates. You just read what they put in terms of the assignment directions, and you want to give them a reply. So you'll click reply under their post, and you'll type out your thoughts to them, and then you'll post reply. Okay, so that would be an initial post is made up here. Your reply post is when you click under the student's initial post, click that reply down there, and post your thoughts. Okay? All right. I want to delete that real quick because I don't want to leave that in here. Okay. All right. So you completed the discussion. Remember the discussion initial posts are due by Wednesday after the lesson opens. Your reply posts need to be made by Monday, which is the final date of the lesson generally. But check your syllabus for due dates because sometimes we have holidays and things might be due a day early. All right, click next. And you'll take the public speaking or this lesson quiz. And we'll click next. And that takes us to the wrap up. Okay, and that wraps up the lesson for us. Okay, and that actually takes us to the next lesson. So let's click on modules again and you'll see what we did. So we went through the objectives and learning activities. That's what it told us what we hope to learn in the lesson and what we should be doing as far as our readings and assignments. We read reflections, we read the lecture, we posted to the discussion, we took our quiz, we read the wrap up. All right, so if we did all those things, that portion of the lesson's complete. But we also have this lesson as well to complete in week 2 because it also tells us week 2. So we would do the same thing. We would click this and we'd move in order. We'd read the objectives and learning activities. We'll click next. We'll read the reflections. Click next. We'll read the lecture. Click next. We'll complete the quiz. Click next. We'll read the wrap up. Okay, click next. All right, and that moved us to a completely different lesson, so we would stop there. And if we've done all those things, then we've completed what was needed in that weekly lesson. Okay, we had 2 lessons. You'll see in week 3, you have 2 lessons. Week 4, you have 2 lessons. Week 5, you have 2 lessons. Week 6, you only have 1 lesson. Week 7, you have 1 lesson. Week 8, you have 2 lessons. Week 9, you have 1 lesson. We have week 10, and I'll let you look over that in your own time. Okay, so that's pretty much how your lessons will go. Now, there are a few other things I want to talk about here. So we went over that in week 1, you've got your, course orientation meeting and your quiz. Um, Obviously in week 2, again, we're just working on through the lesson. We've got some graded stuff in there. Again, in this week 2 area. Week 3, we've got quizzes and discussions. And I want to keep going down to your first actual speaking assignment. And so the icebreaker activity is not necessarily graded as a speech, but it is a speaking assignment. So I think that'll help me to show you what is needed. All right, so I'm going to take you back into student view so you can see what you'll be seeing instead of what I see. All right, we're going to go to week 4. So we're going to skip ahead a bit. And we're going to go to the second part of week 4, and we have our icebreaker activity there. And so we talked about the icebreaker activity on the course syllabus, but here is where you'll actually complete the assignment. So I want to click this. And here I give you a breakdown of what the activity requires of you. I've got your sample icebreaker activity outline, so you can just click this and it will open the Word document, and that's the sample template I told you that you could use for that assignment. Again, I only provide sample or a template for you to use on the icebreaker assignment because it just helps you to get used to how things go. And then from there on out, I'll give you sample outlines that'll help you to see what's needed, but it won't be a template. Okay, so we're going to close that out. So after you complete this assignment, and basically all you're doing is you're going to follow the template that I just gave you. You're going to construct your outline. In fact, why don't I open that up again one more time and just show you? So once you construct your outline, and literally for the icebreaker activity, you are just plugging in information here, change the name and so forth. And then once your outline is ready, you're ready to record your speech. So remember, when you're ready to record your speech, you'll just need a recording device. A webcam is fine, phone, something like that. Just make sure it looks polished and professional. And you'll follow the recording process. And again, I have the recording process listed here in the icebreaker activity directions. So I've got what you need for the assignment and how to properly record. So you'll turn on your recording equipment, you'll scan your 5-member audience of at least 18 years of age or older individuals, you'll turn the camera back to yourself, deliver the speech, and then without stopping or cutting the video, you'll scan that 5-member audience one more time showing they're back and they're still in the room with you. Okay? Now from here, you'll upload your speech to youtube.com. Once you've done that and you grab the speech recording link from youtube.com after it's uploaded, you will include it here on the outline. Your speech link will always be included at the top of your outlines when you submit your outlines. And then you'll save that obviously to your computer. And then when you're ready to submit, you'll just click Submit Assignment. You'll browse for the file, whatever it is, and you'll click Submit Assignment. Okay? And it's as easy as that. So you can also find this. So we went through your module. Let's say that you were, or your lesson. Let's say we were in week 4 and we were ready to do the icebreaker activity. So we just submitted through here. But another way you can do it is just to click on assignments, find the week 4 icebreaker activity, and you can do the same thing that way. So I'll click it and show you. It still pulls up the same screen. It's just 2 ways to access it. Either way is fine though. All right, so we're going to go back to modules and we're going to go back down to week 4. And you're also going to see that you have a special occasion speech rough draft outline in that. Now, with the special occasion speech, informative speech, and persuasive speeches in the course, you'll be submitting a rough draft of your outline a week or so before the actual speech is due, and that's because I like to look over your outline and see you're headed in the right direction. Now, I do look at content, but I grade more on content for the speech. In your rough draft outlines, I'm looking mainly at formatting for your outline because I want you to score as many points as you can for your outline formatting, so I try to help you with that. All right, so let's click on the assignment so you see what it is. All right, so here I give you a rundown of what you need for the assignment. And then I also give you, it's not a template on this one, but I start giving you sample outlines just so you can see how the speech should flow, what the formatting should look like, and so forth. All right, so let's talk about the outline for just a minute. Whoops. Let's try that again. Okay, so this would be special occasion speeches can be like wedding toasts, retirement speeches, graduation speeches, things like that. Don't go super dramatic on these speeches, guys. I want it to be real world feel. So while you can't be at a wedding, you can still do a wedding toast, but don't pretend to be somebody else. For example, don't be Beyonce accepting a Best Artist of the Year award. You are yourself delivering a speech at an event. So that's what you're going to be thinking in terms of. So if you were to deliver this speech, you would consider yourself a wedding guest at James and Jan's wedding. Okay. Obviously, you would choose something else because this is just a sample outline I created for you, but you get what I'm saying. All right, so you're going to need all this information on your outline. I want your general purpose, your specific purpose, and your thesis statement always at the top. And then you'll use your formatting to format your outline. And you notice in this class, we use Roman numerals for your main points, capitalized letters for your support or your details. And then if you need to further elaborate, you go to numbers. Remember this though, every Roman numeral has to have at least an A and a B. An A has to have a B. It can't stand alone. I like to call it a buddy system. And so you can't have an A without a B. It has to have a buddy. Also, if you choose to elaborate further and you need numbers, a 1 has to have a 2. It can't stand alone. Okay. Now you can have a 3 after that, but you see what I'm saying. It doesn't have to come in pairs per se, but a 1 has to have a 2. All right. You should have at least 5 Roman numerals in your outlines. 1 for the introduction, at least 3 main points, and then 1 for your conclusion. Obviously, if you have more than that, then that's great. If you use research in the special occasion speech, you'll need a properly formatted APA reference page. So if you're quoting somebody, something like that, you'll need a reference for that. References are required in the informative and the persuasive speech, though. So you'll need 4 references for the informative speech and 5 references for the persuasive speech. And you'll find all that on your course syllabus. All right, so when you complete your outline, after you've uploaded your video to youtube.com, you'll include your video recording link at the top of your outline. You'll obviously put the final touches on your outline, and when you're ready to submit, You'll click Submit Assignment, browse for your document, hit Submit Assignment. Okay? So it's as easy as that. All right. Okay, so that was week 4. And then week 5, let's see here. Okay, so we do have a couple of weeks in the course that are built in as work weeks. That's what I call them, okay, work weeks. And these are weeks where I just want you can see literally in week 6, it's just a work week. So if you click on, if we're in week 6, you're going to start off with the overview as normal, and you're going to read this, and it says this week is in the course is a dedicated work week. What does that mean? Good question. I'd like for you to take this week to work on your special occasion assignment as well as your special occasion audience member assignment, both of which are submitted in week 7. This is week 6. See your syllabus for exact due dates. Remember, late work's not accepted, so forth. Okay? So I'm going to go back out so you can see it again. And so you would read over the overview. You'd click Next. I provide you with the speech instructions so you can have that this week to look at so that you're prepping for what's due in week 7. Okay, and it gives you a reminder that it's not due in week 6, it's due in week 7. All right, there's your instructions. Click Next, and then this is the other. So for your special occasion speech, your informative speech, and your persuasive speech, you'll have the outline and speech recording you'll be submitting, the link, and also you'll have a separate assignment that is audience member assignment. All right, so what you'll do for this assignment is, and it tells you, you'll watch the speech that I provide for you, and then you'll fill out this form regarding that speech. Okay, so you'll use this form while watching the speech that's assigned to you, fill it out, and that'll give you points for this assignment. Okay? All right, and so that is what was due in week 6. So then you'll see in weeks, so I just showed you that week 6 was a work week. So week 7 in the course, and it gives dates here, guys, too. So it tells you when this stuff is due, all right, as far as the graded assignments. And it's also on your course syllabus. So you've got week 7. Week 7's taking place on the dates that I'll have listed over there, and it tells you what's due this week. And we are only working on 2 things this week. So week 6, we had a work week. Week 7, we're actually submitting those assignments that we've been working on. So we'll click the first thing. And again, it's just special occasion speech instructions. When you're ready to submit that outline with the speech recording link at the top, you'll click Submit Assignment. You'll browse for it. You'll hit Submit. Okay, we'll go next. And then when you're ready to complete the special occasion speech audience member form, then again, review the speech, fill out the form that you'll click on here, click Submit Assignment, attach the completed form, click Submit. Okay, and that is all that would be needed for week 7. Okay, so once those 2 assignments are submitted, week 7 is complete. Week 8, I've got the dates here. You'll go through the materials. You'll see in the second portion of week 8, I have your informative speech rough draft. So again, that's where you'll submit your completed rough draft. We'll click on it real quick and show you. I have the instructions listed for you. I have a sample outline for you. Okay, and you'll see kind of what we're going for in that. And then you'll have actually a reference page after this. So, because you'll need 4 properly formatted references. So you'll need APA style formatted references. And you'll submit that in this week because it's the rough draft outline. And you'll submit just how I've shown you. Okay. All right. And so we've got, that was week 8 and week 9. All right. Week 10 is another work week. And so you'll be working on your informative speech and your informative speech audience member form or assignment, whatever you want to call it. And then you'll see in week 11, we'll submit both of those assignments. You've got week 12, you've got a rough draft. I mean, you've got your quizzes and discussions and stuff too. Don't forget about that. But I'm just picking out the assignments that are going to be a little different every week. Okay? All right. So I think that clears everything up as far as submissions. Again, you can access another way to access your assignments is just to click on assignments, but that's just your graded materials. I always suggest though going through the modules area and working through the weeks like that because you don't want to miss anything. And you run the chance of missing something if you're just submitting to the assignment area instead of submitting in the module area. Okay. Now you can access the discussions this way too, or you can access them through your module. Okay, so it's just two different ways of doing it. You'll see I can access the week 2 discussion in the module area, or I can click on discussions and access it that way. Either way is fine. I prefer to instruct students to make sure that they're going through the module chronologically because it'll help to make sure you complete everything that's needed, especially since late work is not accepted. All right, now let's say you want to check your grades in the course. You would just click the grades link. And for your grades, you'll have your score once you submit it and it's graded. It'll tell you out of how many points. And I believe it's if you click the score after it's posted, it'll show you all of your feedback. Okay. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the total, and that'll be your running average for the course. So you can keep a tab on where you're at in terms of your grades. Okay, now you can also access your quizzes here, the module quizzes, lesson quizzes. But again, I suggest going through the module and completing them in chronological order to make sure you don't miss anything. Okay. All right, so the last thing I want to show you, excuse me, is how to upload your speech to youtube.com. So we're going to, actually, we're going to open a new tab. We're going to go to YouTube. If you don't have a YouTube account, you'll need to create an account. I obviously already have one. So remember, when you're recording your speeches, you're going to turn on your recording device. You're going to scan all 5 audience members. Turn the back camera onto yourself without cutting. Make sure I can see your body fully in the camera, not just your shoulders and your head, all of your body. You're going to deliver your speech. Once that's complete, you'll scan the audience members one more time, showing all 5 are present. Then you turn off the camera. From here, you'll upload your speech to youtube.com. So once you log into YouTube, this is something along the lines of the screen you'll see. You'll click this video camera with the plus sign. You'll go to upload video. All right, and then you'll select a file. I'm just going to select something random here. Okay, now you'll have a title for it if you want one. You'll scroll down, you'll choose the audience it's for. I don't think it'll let you progress until you do that, so I'm just going to click something. You'll click next. You don't need to change anything here. You do not edit your videos, so do not include any special edits of any kind. Don't merge videos together. Don't provide enhancements. Nothing. I need the raw video. The reason we do that is because in the real world setting, if we were in a classroom or a conference together, you would not be able to edit your live performance. So we need to make this class as real world as possible. We're not creating stuff for social media here. We're creating real world presentations. So you can't edit yourself in real life, so don't edit yourself in this class. You will receive a 0 for edited videos. All right, so once you get to the screen, you'll just click next. And then here is where I was telling you about that security setting. Do not put it to private. If you set your video to private, only you can view it. You need to set it either to unlisted, which means it's not searchable on YouTube, or to public. Either way is fine, but it needs to be unlisted or public. All right, and then once you do that, you'll click save. I don't want to do that because I don't want to upload this video to my account. So I'm just going to click, actually, I'm just going to click off of it. But it does have my videos that I've recently uploaded on here. And so once it's uploaded, you can click, and I'll show you real quick. You'll just highlight the video. So once it's uploaded, it'll be here. And you will just click the play sign. All right. And you will scroll down under the video, click share, and copy that link. Okay. And that's the link that you're going to put at the top of your outline when you go to submit in the course. Okay, so I'll just take that link. I'm going to close all this out. I'm just going to take that link, put it at the top of my outline, and then I'm going to go back to, let's say, the icebreaker activity that we have in week 4. I'm going to click it. I'm going to click submit assignment. I'm going to find my outline, and I've already added the youtube.com link at the top of the outline. I'm going to find it, and I'm going to click submit assignment, and that's it. Okay. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully that gives you an idea of what this course is, what's expected of you, and so forth. Just a few little rundown things. Late work is not accepted in this course. You must follow the recording process exactly, or you risk receiving a 0 on the assignment. I will give you a helpful tip. YouTube.com can sometimes take a long time to upload videos, so don't upload your video at 10 p.m. on the due date, because if it takes long and it goes past that 11:59 cutoff time, I don't accept late submissions. You should have worked ahead. Okay. So I always suggest to my students working ahead, at least a day or so, just in case you run into issues. If your computer breaks or whatever, you need to find another computer to submit on, because late work's not accepted in this course. All right. So you can, again, go back to the syllabus and review anything that you need. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me in the course. I look forward to meeting each one of you, and take the time to complete the course orientation quiz. Again, you can access it by clicking modules and going down to week 1, because that's where we're at, clicking the quiz there and taking it. That's the best way to access it. Okay, so get that completed soon and have a great week. Thanks so much.